My F28 ex-husband, M27, got a girl, F20-21, pregnant and then immediately dumped her. I, F28, told my ex-husband's, M28, new baby mama his custody tricks. I'm hoping I made the right decision. My ex-husband recently got into getting women pregnant and dumping them. He started with me, but we were married. Within a few months of our divorce being finalized, he got a new girl pregnant and immediately dumped her. I didn't like that because the girl is younger than us, and it felt like a really dirty trick. They've been together 4 months. Sure, it was her fault too, but it seemed extra yucky because he's a good 6 years older than her. She's in her early 20s. He refuses to pay child support, which I work around. BCI make decent money. We have 50-50 custody due to the automatic law in Arkansas for married couples with children. He will not split bills or anything else with me. The new girl is a waitress who just moved in with her mom to make ends meet. I criticized him for dumping her because he said she just wasn't the one. His immaturity about the situation annoyed me. I asked if he was going to pay her child support, and he said he can be a good father without paying child support. It made me angry, so I typed up all the tips I could give her that I learned the hard way. I sent them to her and told her she could use the info or ignore it, but that I felt she deserved to know. The tips were like, judges won't take a breastfeeding baby from its mother, so don't use formula at the hospital so you have records of breastfeeding, and stuff like that. I totally acknowledge that this is none of my business, but I went through it and I feel for her. He is manipulative and financially abusive. Should I have just let it alone? He told me never to talk to her again, but our kids are siblings. She also did not have any complaints about me talking to her. She didn't even tell him what I said, but he's jumping all over me about it. I don't want to see that baby or the mother hurt the way we had to. We, my baby and I, struggled for a long time to get by. I realized that I misspoke when I said child support. I meant he doesn't pay his half of the medical bills, clothes, and other costs for our child. Good for you. Your children will be siblings. That means a lot. You should both be legally putting him on the hook for child support. Why aren't either of you holding him accountable? If you don't need the money, save it for the kids' college fund. The kids are entitled to it, and you do them a disservice by letting him off the hook. Scary behavior from him. Glad you tried to help the girl out. Having someone's kid is a huge deal. This man is doing it on purpose. Keep talking to her. He doesn't want you to talk to her because he doesn't want you all helping each other. Keep records of everything. If you guys can talk civilly and keep him out of it, as in both of you don't mention to him what you guys even talk about, I don't see the issue. He can't control if you guys are friends, but I would definitely not bring up what you guys talk about, or that will stir the pot every time. You're a good woman. Your ex is an animal. He refuses to pay child support, which I work around. BCI make decent money. What do you mean he refuses? Have you taken him to court over it? If not, why not? You a real one for that, TBH. I think you both of you should take him to court for child support. As for him demanding you never talk to her again, it's a good thing he doesn't get a vote on who you can talk to. Sucks to be him. I'm currently forging a friendship with the woman in an ugly custody battle with my ex. So no judgment. In my case, she reached out to me. She was looking for any info I could provide that might help her side. She also wanted to involve my DD-19, who is estranged from her father. We declined to be directly involved, but I offered to be her sounding board person to vent to. She was happy to have that. as she doesn't have much of a support network in our area. I think you're doing the right thing. As a woman who tried to warn my ex-husband's next wife and was accused of being hateful and wanting him back, until I was right and he screwed her over too. Good for you. I encourage you and the other mothers of his children to fight to hold him financially responsible. A good father provides for his children, despite his deadbeat protests otherwise. You are what I like to call a girl's girl. Very proud of you for blaming the man instead of getting vindictive towards the new woman. If more women just compared notes instead of playing into the women being pitted against each other trope, men couldn't pull half the tricks they try to. Make friends with her. Band together, you two and your little ones are going to need each other. Do not give him a choice in the matter, no matter how many times or how big his tantrums are. Those kids deserve to have a good relationship with their sibling, and it's not his choice. Honestly, this guy sounds like a deadbeat dad, so who cares what he has to say about the situation? That's your baby mama-in-law. The more women stick together, the more men like him loose. Keep up the good work. He can't tell you who you can talk to. It's a good idea that you keep in contact with her BC. You'll both need to track his whereabouts in order to enforce child support orders. He's an idiot, and if he keeps impregnating women and abandoning them with no child support, he could eventually be arrested for being a serial deadbeat. Well done for looking out for other women and their children. If possible, you should make sure that his actions are known around the area so that if he tries this again, any women who hear of him will know to stay away. You keep talking to that girl. Your children will be siblings, and tell him that. In fact, you're going to talk to all the girls he knocks up. And he's going to live like a beggar paying child support for all these kids he's out there making. No, he can't be a good father if he's not paying child support. Children aren't free. On average, it costs $250K to raise a child to 18 years. He doesn't want you talking? Fuck that guy, it's not his business. He just doesn't want her having help. And he believes he is in charge of who you can and cannot speak to because. Tell him to go feck himself honestly. Also, if he doesn't pay, help her take him to the cleaners. Prove he hasn't paid you any, and he hasn't paid her either. He'll go to jail if he can't pay up. Let's see how he feels about child support then. Expressionless.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.